Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Kristen. I'm a physical therapist here at LVE. If you don't know me, it's very nice to meet you. Today, we are going to be talking about the floor is your friend, so getting on and off the floor, which can be a very scary thing, but we will be showing you some different techniques and hoping for maybe some opportunities for you to get some rehab if you feel like it is necessary. So we will begin. Okay, our objectives for today is understand why getting up and down from the floor is a basic skill that everybody needs. Understand that the inability to get up and down from the floor is a measure of failing health. Review many great benefits to being able to get up and down from the floor. Review different ways to get up and down from the floor. And review ways our ACTS rehab team can help you achieve the ability to get up and down from the floor. Okay, so why should we care about being able to get up and down from the floor? A lot of the residents here tell us, oh, I never have to get on and off the floor. Or, you know, if I need something on and off the floor, or if I end up on the floor, I will have security come and help me up. Others say, oh, I have bad knees or I have a bad back, and that prevents me from being able to get on and off the floor. These are all things that we hear. However, you know, we don't want you guys to think that way. There's always an opportunity to improve, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So, getting on and off the floor is a basic skill and necessity that we all should be able to do. There's many positive benefits, and we should be thinking about getting on and off the floor just like you get in and out of bed or get up and down from a chair. A lot of you guys come to therapy because you have difficulty standing up from a low chair. It's the same concept. If we think about getting on and off the floor just like that, then it becomes just another basic everyday skill that we should be practicing every day. Getting on and off the floor gives you the ability to do many other things, you know, that you may not have the opportunity to participate in otherwise. It also protects you from falls and injury if you can voluntarily get on and off the floor. So, the next few slides are going to be some examples of things that being able to get on and off the floor would allow you to participate in. Such as getting on and off other low surfaces, you know, a low bench, or if you were outdoors and you needed to sit on the ground or another low surface. If you can get on and off the floor, you could get off of a low surface like that. You wouldn't have to worry if there was going to be chairs at the destination you were at. If you can get up and down from the floor, you could enjoy a picnic sitting in the grass or, you know, any other outdoor ground level surface. If you can get up off the floor, you could sit somewhere like the dock down by the lake and go fishing or enjoy just the breeze from the lake, that sort of thing. If you can get up and down from the floor, you could enjoy the beach. A lot of folks here that are going on vacation are worried about having to walk in the sand, or the beach chairs that you rent or take yourself. They're very low to the ground. If you can get off the floor, you could get out of one of those chairs, or you could get off the sand itself. You wouldn't have to be afraid of falling on an uneven surface like that. Here's another big one, playing with your grandchildren or your pets. Children and pets are close to the ground. They enjoy playing on the ground. Also, a lot of people come to us with concerns about their animals or their neighbors' animals or something jumping. Well, if you can get on the ground to their level, you don't have to worry about that. You will not have to worry about being knocked over by a child or a dog or whatever it may be. It's another benefit. Cleaning. We all love cleaning. But if you spill something and you can get on the floor, you could clean it up right away. You don't have to call somebody and wait for somebody to come. You don't want, a spill that could be a slipping hazard to be stuck on the floor until a family member or a cleaning staff member or somebody else comes to help out. If you can get up and down from the floor, you could pick things up without worrying about it. One example is if you're going to go to dinner, you have a reservation, and you've got a nice pair of earrings you want to put in, or men, a nice watch maybe. You drop it on the floor. You don't want to have to worry about having to get down there and pick it up or having to leave it there and it get lost, because you can't pick it up. So these are all things that, we don't want you guys to have to worry about. It's something that should be basic and simple to just reach over and safely get to the ground to look for something or pick something up or to do a leisure activity, something like that. If you can get up and down from the floor, you can tie your shoes. How many times have we told you guys you need to be able to do this to tie your shoes? What if you could do that and tie your shoes? That would be great. Getting in and out of a low car. Cars are not easy to get out of as it is. So low cars are even more difficult. If you have family members that have sports cars, they're very low to the ground. They may not have a grab bar to hold on to. If you can get up from the floor, you could get out of a low car. Hiking. Anybody enjoys nature out here? Hiking, you're on a trail, there's usually not places to sit. But if you can get up and down from the floor, you could rest anywhere that may not have a chair. If you can get up and down from the floor, you could participate in floor exercise, which a lot of times us rehab folks give you exercises to do at home, right? And what do we hear? My bed is too soft to do these exercises. I have to go to the gym to get on the table to do the exercises. Well, if you could do them on the floor, you could do them in the comfort of your own home, and you would have a nice firm surface that would give you the right support to do the exercises that we give you. That's a big plus. If you can get up and down from the floor, you will be more confident. You will probably decrease your fear of falling and your fear of being stuck on the floor. And when you're less fearful of things, you're less at risk for actually falling. Fear of falling is a big risk factor for falling. Okay, here's some facts. Did you know the ability to get up from the floor makes you less likely to have a serious fall-related injury within the next 12 months? And individuals that rise from the floor are also less likely to experience functional decline or death in the following year compared to those who cannot rise independently. Independently meaning you don't need assist from a chair or a person to get up from the floor. So with that being said, don't be someone who gets stuck on the floor. If you don't have your phone or your alert button and you end up on the floor and you live by yourself, you're at risk for all of these things. You don't know how long you could be stuck there. Dehydration, wounds, other organ failure as a result of dehydration and not having food and that sort of thing. It's just a domino effect at that point. So the good news is that we can do something to prevent this result. So most people can accurately predict their ability to rise from the floor. So I want y'all to answer this question. How much difficulty do you have in getting down onto the floor and up from the floor? A, I can do it myself without help from another person or any furniture. B, I can do it with help from a chair or another piece of furniture. Or C, I cannot do it even with help, or I am afraid to try it. So answer that just in your mind. Okay, if you answered A, you're likely not frail and your risk of falls is very low. You're likely independent and have a lower risk for disability. And we encourage you to keep practicing getting up and down from the floor daily, just like you would practice getting up and down from a chair or doing any other daily activity that you do every day. Make it a daily skill that you practice. So if you're at this point, great, continue it. If you answered B, I can do it with the help of a chair or another piece of furniture. You may be considered pre-frail or frail, and your risk of falls is higher. You're at a higher risk for disability in the future. And if this is you, you may want to consider an assessment by our rehab team, and we can do a comprehensive evaluation and figure out why you need assist to get up and down from the floor. Is it strength? Is it balance? Is it a combination of both? If you answered C, you cannot do it even with help or you're afraid to try it, you are likely considered frail and your fall risk is much higher. This would warrant an evaluation by rehab. And just because you answered C does not mean that you are doomed. You know, we have seen many people that answer this, that after rehab and you know, strengthening and balance training and teaching the proper technique, we have seen great improvements. So this does not mean that you know, that you're doomed for just being frail. And it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter where you are in your physical abilities at this point. There's always improvements to be made. So with that being said, Emma is going to demonstrate 3 techniques, 3 of the most common techniques of getting down to the floor and up from the floor. The first one is one that 50% of people use, and it's called the Will You Marry Me? What Emma is going to do is she is going to get down onto one knee, and then she will proceed into side sitting. Then into side lying, and then onto her back. Now the reverse, you can follow those pictures as well. She'll go onto her side, get up into side sitting, get onto one knee, then rise to standing. Excellent job. All right, the second one is for a lot of folks that have pain being on their knees. Okay, this is also a great method, and it's not as difficult as it looks. So she will start by getting both hands on the ground into a bear crawl position without her knees touching. Then she will go into a side sit, into side lying, and then onto her back. Then she will reverse it back into side lying, into a side sit, onto hands and feet without getting on her knees, and then she will walk her hands back and get up. I've taught this method many times. All right, the last one is the most advanced option. It's called I've Got This. And this is the one where you just use momentum and hope for the best. This is not the one I would likely recommend, but so for this one, she'll go into sitting, straight back onto her back up into sitting, using momentum to sit straight up and get onto her feet. So just get onto your feet. Yay! Emma, you've got this. All right. So keep in mind that you know, if we evaluate you, we may make, modifications to those techniques. It may not be exact. So just keep that in mind. Next is a video I'm going to show you of a lady showing some of these techniques and variations as well. There's more. All right. Okay, so how can rehab help? There may be many reasons or excuses as to why you may or may not be able to get on and off the floor, but I'm here to tell you that if there's a will, there's a way. And us on the rehab team can help you to figure out the most effective and efficient and safe way to get on and off the floor. So some of the things that we do is we look at your strength and your balance, and we figure out what program you need in order to optimize your ability to get on and off the floor. And in addition, you may get some benefits such as helping your pain related to arthritis and other things like that, because strengthening helps arthritis. Another thing we hear, I can't do it because I have a bad back. But again, movement strategies and a specific program to, for somebody with a back pain diagnosis or an injury to the back or a history of surgery, we can we can work around that. We know, we're the movement specialists. We know what program and what exercises will work for you. If you have bad wrists or shoulders, that's also very common, and you need a lot of upper body strength to get on and off the floor. Again, there are modifications to be made to take the stress off of the wrists and or shoulders when performing a floor transfer, and we can accommodate that as well. So, lastly, we're going to watch one more video that talks about a test that links the ability of getting on and off the floor with living a long and healthy life. All right, so don't be discouraged if you can't do that. We don't necessarily expect you to be able to do that. It's very difficult, but that is a great study and a great test to kind of see your lower body strength, your balance, all that, and a good objective measure on what you can improve on. So that is the end of the presentation. If you have any questions right now, Sherry has the microphone. Please raise your hand and she will come bring the microphone to you.
Are you more likely to fall on a carpet floor or a solid floor?
I guess it depends. I can't really answer that. I think it probably depends on if the floor is sticky, like waxed, if your shoe is rigid, if you have more tripping episodes on a hard floor versus a carpeted floor. I don't think I can give a 100% answer that would apply to everybody. I've seen people that trip more on carpet. I've seen people that trip more on hard floor. Good question. This gentleman had a question here.
Thank you. Could you tell me if there's any cost in the evaluation and the rehab that you would do on a person?
Good question. So we would get authorization from your insurance and approval from them. If there was a co-payment of any sort or co-insurance that you owed, we would be notified of that before, and we would make sure you were aware of that. But it should not be any great out-of-pocket cost depending on your insurance.
So 40% of what we pay out here is for medical coverages, but this is not covered with that.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Do you need a prescription from a doctor or just go see you?
Good question. Yes, you need a prescription from the doctor. If you see Angeli, she could write a script for us to evaluate you. If you felt like you just needed like a screen, maybe you don't need a full PT evaluation, then that's something we could also set up if you just wanted one of us to, see your technique. That would only take about 5 minutes. We could accommodate that as well without a script. Any other questions? Please do not try these techniques at home. Like I said, if you are curious about your technique and just have a quick question on how to improve it, please come see us. We're happy to watch you get on and off the floor and tell you if you are appropriate or not for a PT evaluation. But do not attempt any of these techniques on your own, please. We will not be liable. If there are no other questions, thank you for coming.